Negotiations between Detroit's emergency manager and the two city employee pensions have gotten testy. The meetings are closed, and what is being discussed is under a confidentiality agreement. Detroit is an $18 billion deficit and pensions underfunded by $3.5 billion. 7 Action News reporter Jim Kurtzner is live at City Hall now with more on that tone. And Jim, are they getting any work done?
Glenda, they haven't discussed specific numbers or proposals. They say they're going to have to keep this process going for the next couple of weeks. But as you just touched on, people on the employee side are upset about this confidentiality agreement. They say what's discussed here and any documents cannot be shared with the people who need them the most, the employees and retirees looking at cuts in their pensions.
We're not going to be in any kind of confidentiality agreements where we cannot talk to the members who pay the freight.
Form a line.
This is like going into East Berlin.
Security is tight, invited guests only, and they are told they have to sign confidentiality agreements to get access to the numbers that cannot go outside of this room.
You'll have to talk to him about that. I don't run the union.
But he's saying it's Kevyn
No,
Orr's
you're going to have to
office.
talk to him about that because I do not run his union. What he does with his union, that is his prerogative. What we do with our meetings is the way we've set them up for all of our stakeholders. And I don't think that that's the case. But if he believes that's the case, then he should deal with that accordingly.
And even more secrecy. An attorney with the United Auto Workers Union, who represents a couple of hundred Detroit city workers, says they were told that what is discussed inside the meeting is off the record and cannot be used outside of the room. 2 lawsuits have been filed in Lansing just last week that could stop Detroit from going into a Chapter 9 bankruptcy.
And I said, no, this is not a matter of being off the record. This needs to be public. The public should know what's going on. They're keeping it all from you, and they want to keep it all from the retirees and the employees of the city of Detroit.
No sign of emergency manager Kevyn Orr. His restructuring team and outside consultants are in these talks. The Michigan Constitution protects public employee pensions. So how can they even discuss cuts? Payments not made to keep the city of Detroit from running out of cash.
The parties do not have the authority that I'm aware of to sit down at the table and reduce or diminish or impair retirement benefits on any level.
That's another reason why a Chapter 9 bankruptcy could be a foregone conclusion.
Well, that's a question that's going to have to be decided by the judge. But, typically in this case, in a bankruptcy proceeding, the federal law supersedes state law whenever there's a conflict.
Now there's another round of talks here at City Hall with retirees. Next hour at 6, those Wall Street creditors are still in town. What are they complaining about? And that bus tour they were supposed to take tonight and canceled? Why some here are calling them chicken. We'll have that for you next hour at 6. Glenda, Jeff?
A lot being said there, Jim. So how could the lawsuits in Lansing stop the bankruptcy?
This gets a little complicated, but it's a lawsuit requesting an injunction against Governor Rick Snyder because if Detroit wants to go into Chapter 9, the governor would have to approve it. And the lawsuit would say the governor would be taking action that's contrary to the Michigan Constitution, which protects public employee pensions. There's actually a hearing on both of these lawsuits up in Lansing on July the 22nd.